Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers in London. Today I'm looking at a book which has come to us from Richard Wrenn, who I met a while back. It's a fiction book and it's actually about the legal world, and I thought it was a very interesting book to read and review. So this is a short review from me. It's the title I've given the review is A Charming Legal Romance which deserves a wide readership. Let's look at the book first. There's a cover, and then there's the spine, and then there's a little bit of information on the back. I'm not going to spoil it by saying what actually happens, but bearing in mind that there at the back there's an appendix which explains a couple of things in detail about the solicitor's accounts rules. The general book itself starts at the beginning. There's some nice reviews there at the beginning of the book, and then it goes straight into the various chapters starting in July 1979, and you can see it runs through. It's just prose all the way through, but a very interesting book, and I'm sure one that will be of great interest to those in the legal profession, probably more for people who are probably solicitors. This is what I say about the book anyway. We're not going to give any spoilers, as I said, about Trust Betrayed, because Richard has written what I think is an excellent book, primarily for a legal audience. And he describes the well-written novel he's produced as, quote, a legal drama with a romantic subplot set in an English market town in the 1980s, you can guess where, exploring a terrible conflict between love and duty. Enough said, now read the book. Because as I say, I think you want to get into it. It's a great summer read. I'm reviewing this book in the summer and the sun's outside. It's just the sort of book for to sit on the beach and have a good read to. Now the setting is a solicitor's firm. What a surprise. And the storyline revolves around three main characters described by Wrenn as the following: Mitcham, a young ambitious solicitor; Buller, his senior partner; and Susan, Buller's only daughter, who falls in love with Mitcham. So you've got the basic standard plot. And for those of an older vintage, note that the surnames are used for the two men and the first name for Susan. Times have changed, of course, and I still get addressed as a last name, Taylor. But it does make life simpler, especially at the bar. And of course I come from the army as well, where rank and name are the only things that are used. And of course at school it was always a surname. Now what we found so attractive about this short book was how Wrenn opens the legal world up to those readers who may not be too familiar with it, which of course is what goes on all the time, especially when you're dealing with something quite complicated such as the solicitor's accounts rules, which many would run miles away from hearing about. Not in fact necessarily something that would be bedtime reading, but it's an interesting area in any event, and actually far more important than some people might perhaps put weight towards, if I can use the judicial approach. And yes, one can write a rattling good yarn covering both professional and private lives of legal professionals. Of course, television and radio dramas remain full of them, always with special emphasis on the private life. And it all started really in the modern era with Z-cars and not even to do with police officers, all to do with the social aspects of their relationship with their wives and loved ones, and of course a few little political points. Not that there are any in this particular book, thankfully. Now the story develops at actually quite a good pace, and you should read the novel cover to cover because I think it's actually a very easy read. The author describes the three main characters as suffering, quote, anguish as they wrestle with dire choices arising from betrayal and mistrust. We get the good bits in first. Wrenn then states a model of what we are expecting. That is, the knowledge that our protagonists realise their decision making will alter the course of their own lives and the futures of each other forever. And that basically happens to most people. So it's an interesting tale of our times. Let me conclude with these comments. And as with all legal professionals, we get to the hard case issue when all three main characters face the devastating consequences of the difficult decisions they must make. as I say, the hard case is always the big one, and I face it on a regular basis with the cases I do in court. And so for us then, this little novel, Trust Betrayed, lovely, nice summer read, as I say, completes a simple circle with an easy read, just right, as I say, for the summer holidays. So thank you very much, Richard. The paperback book was first published in 2017, and I'm recording this a couple of years later, but that's only because I met Richard and I've got to read the book. So thank you very much indeed, and I hope some more are going to be forthcoming in due course. Bye-bye for now. Bye.